Here's some great news for Democrats. A new Emerson College polling survey of likely 2026 voters finds the Democrats with an 11-point advantage over Republicans on the generic congressional ballot. That's 53% to 42%. What that means is they just call people up, likely voters. Now, that's different, as I understand it, than registered voters. CNN has a poll with of registered voters with an 8-point advantage. This is of likely voters, and uh, what they do is they just call them up and say, if you voted today, who would you vote for, a Democrat or a Republican? 53% say Democrat, 42% say Republican. So that's great. But, here's what I think is this is what Republicans have going for themselves, and they have during the Trump era. Um, in the heavily gerrymandered world we live in politically, when typically a Republican, if they just need to, the hard part for them is to win their primary. If they can win their primary, at least in Congress, their district is gerrymandered so well that even with a great turnout by Democrats, the Republican can still win. So to win their primary is almost a slam dunk. And during the Trump era, especially during either the first term or this term, what's the easiest way to win your to be uh, in the voting mix for your district is just simply to say you love Trump and go along with everything Trump does and says. That's why the smart, lazy ones just simply sit back, relax, and get Trump's endorsement. That's all it takes. They just they just get endorsed by Trump and win. Whoever is an endorsement, whoever he comes out against, is not going to get the Republican nomination. The reason for this is with all the things he's bad at, which are a lot, he managed to amass probably the greatest, biggest single block of potential voters that anyone probably ever has in history. The the MAGA cult members. If as long as you can count on their vote, it's if you don't count on their vote, it's hard to put enough voters together on the Republican side to to beat that. So basically, if you can start out with the MAGA cult members, you don't have to add a whole lot on top of that to get the nomination. But here's the downside now. If the generic ballot is coming out 11 points ahead for Democrats, you can probably count on the fact that even with gerrymandering, a great many of those Republican nominees are not going to be able to count on that slam dunk in November. Sure, they got the nomination, but they are going to lose because, gerrymandering, it works, but that's only when you can count on um, the gerrymandering to take care of it all. Um, it's all based on the likelihood of who people you will vote for. You could gerrymander. I'm sure that they've gerrymandered in, as I understand it, for instance, in these new districts in Texas, lots and lots of Hispanic voters thinking that they're going to uh, go Republican, like they did uh, in Trump's last election in 2024. But the polling now shows that they're not, that they have dropped like flies, and they are not going to vote for the Republican, as are many, many people. They're not just simply not going to do it. The Republicans have become intolerable. You've got a president. Look, I don't need to list it all out because you know it. Between the war, the economy, ICE, even if you believe in a hard stance on immigration, masked government, military people type in the streets, being able to kill with impunity, um, has got to be beyond the pale for even a great many Republicans. At least I would hope. So I think that's what we can anticipate. And as long as we can anticipate that um, the our rule of law is going to hold firm, and that um, Trump isn't going to be able to just say, elections out, it's not working. You would think that that would be at the point where he would be removed. Not, not sure, not sure. Um, but anyway, I think that's what we can expect is these numbers just keep going up and up and up. So think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you.